Hello everyone, thanks for tuning into today's video. We're going to have a look at the seasonal models in today's video, a seasonal model roundup, to attempt to come to a forecast, or a possible forecast anyway, for the United States of America for the winter of 2012-2013. Now, before we go on, video, just about a few things I want to say about it. There'll usually be a video ad overlaying my weather videos at GazWeatherVids.com. Please play those videos. You'll be supporting GazWeatherVids.com by doing that. I also want to mention that every single website I use for this video can be found on my links page, so you can see all the charts for yourself. Just go to the links tab, click on that, go through to the links page, and you'll be able to find all of these websites for yourself. And the last thing I want to mention is my voice. I'm full of a cold at the moment, as you can probably hear, so please bear with me as I go through the video. I may struggle at times, may need a little drink of water, but I hope you'll stick with it and we'll get through it together, and thanks for doing that. So we're going to start off with the UK Met Office ensemble mean temperature anomalies, and well, this is going for quite a cool winter up here to the north and to the northeast. Not desperately cold, but these green colours are below average temperatures being forecast for the north and the northeast. The yellows and oranges are above average temperature anomalies through the south and to the west as well. So the north and the east definitely a little bit below average this winter, and slightly warmer to the south and the west, if the model is right, of course. Having a look at the precipitation anomaly, well, much of the country actually forecast have above average precipitation this winter, so not desperately above average, similar to the temperatures, really not desperately colder than average, but certainly a signal there for above average precipitation here for much of the nation. Just these central areas here a little bit drier than average, but really much of the nation actually slightly wetter than average. Again, these are this is an ensemble mean anomaly for a 3 monthly period, so it doesn't mean that the whole 3 months is going to be like this. This is the anomaly from that period. I've already had a look at sea level pressure, so this is really surface pressure, and again it's going for much of the nation to have below average pressure here. Much of the United States forecasts have below average pressure, so this is quite a strange sort of update from the UK Met Office model. I'm not sure of the signal really here is that convincing, to be honest. For the United States it's a much stronger signal for Europe and for Britain. For the United States I'm not really sure that the signal is that strong. I'm not sure that the whole nation could have below average pressure as this is being forecast. But again, remember, this is an anomaly for the 3 monthly period, so this doesn't mean that the whole 3 months, every day throughout that 3 months, will have below average pressure. Of course that can't happen, so maybe this does make sense if you view it as an anomaly. Now, the next thing I want to look at is the Brazilian model. This is the 500 millibar height anomaly from the Brazilian model, and we can see that model is going for below average heights here across the east and to the northeast of the United States. In fact, much of the United States forecast have below average heights. The strongest anomaly is to the east and on this eastern side, but much of the states actually forecast to have below average heights. So if you think that heights really corresponds to pressure, that perhaps does make sense really, and ties in with the UK Met Office update. So maybe the two models, the Brazilian and the UK Met, aren't that different actually, and they may tie in with one another. The strongest anomaly though is in the east. Now, this is the temperature anomaly for the winter for the United States, and much of the nation being forecast to have a slightly cooler or colder than average winter. In the east again, and for many of these central and western parts of the states, again we have a signal there for a cooler or colder than average winter. The anomaly isn't desperately cold. This is the scale here. It doesn't go right down to these dark blues. Much of the nation there certainly being signalled to be beneath the seasonal average. And in terms of precipitation, well, much of the nation actually has average precipitation, wetter than average on this east, to the east around the Atlantic coast. You would expect that because that's where the core of the below average heights is, on the eastern side. But really much of the nation here having near normal precipitation. Now, have a look at the CFS model. CFS is completely different to those two models. It's actually going for a very zonal winter, so we've got the above average heights here. This is 700 millibar heights, by the way, but it's very similar to the 500 millibar heights idea. It's going for above average heights here through much of central and southern parts of the United States, below average heights up over Canada. We've got a zonal westerly wind going right way through the states and into much of the Atlantic and into Europe as well. So if you have a look at the precipitation, well, look at this very warm winter being forecast. This is temperature, sorry, not precipitation. We'll call it precipitation. Right, this is temperature. Look at this for December, January, February. A very warm winter is being forecast here from the CFS model. This is CFS version 2, by the way. CFS version 1 is finally finished. It's done and dusted. So CFS version 2 is now the primary and the main CFS model, and the CFS model is going for a warm winter here across much of the United States, a warm zonal winter. And for precipitation, well, much of the nation forecast to have average precipitation, drier around Florida, a very strong signal there to be dry around Florida, and dry on this Pacific coastal side as well. But really much of the nation forecast to have average precipitation, but very mild temperatures this winter. Now, this is in complete contrast. This is the Russian model. This is probability. And this isn't for the entire winter. This is actually for November, December, January, but this is going for a cold winter across much of the nation. So the core of the cold is actually in the east, but much of the states, United States, actually forecast to have a cooler or colder than average winter, or at least the probability from the model is cooler or colder than average. And I say the core of that, well, the strongest probability of it being colder than average is to the east. Other precipitation, hard to decipher much from the precipitation anomalies, but we're probably wetter than average to the east and to the west on the western coast. Many of these central areas near normal precipitation probability, but this is in complete contrast to the CFS model. It does have to be said, and again, this isn't for the entire winter period. This is November to January, whereas what we was looking at with CFS is for December to February. Next model I want to look at is the Beijing Climate Center. This is 500 millibar heights again, and we've got below average heights being signalled here for much of the east of the United States, near normal for these central areas, above average heights being forecast to the northwest. For temperatures, well, central west areas forecast to have a milder than average winter, but it is cooler than average in the east, although the signal isn't all that strong. But if you tie that in with the heights, this height anomaly probably would suggest a trough to the east, a ridge to the northwest, so probably yes, we would be looking at a cold winter in the east and a warm winter in the west. And for precipitation, it's hard to decipher much from the precipitation. Some areas above average, some areas below average, so hard really to decipher too much from that, but certainly the height anomaly is quite interesting. And finally, having looked at the Jamstec IOD model, well, on these eastern seaboard states, it's actually a little bit warmer than average, but for much of the United States, we're forecast again to have a cold winter. This is December, January, February. Jamstec has really been going for cold across the states in the last few updates. It's still going for it in this update. Much of the nation forecast to be cooler or colder than average. Just this extreme eastern strip forecast to be a little bit above average. And in terms of the precipitation anomaly, well, again, we've got above average precipitation in the east. That's signalling a trough, so quite similar actually. Precipitation is quite similar to the Beijing Climate Center in terms of 500 millibar heights, funnily enough, but this is going for above average precipitation in the east, drier for the central and west states, but core of the drier weather is actually forecast to be on this Pacific side, where no doubt we've got a ridge of high pressure there on that Pacific side, but certainly a trough is there in the east. And again, I'll remind you, the temperature forecast is very cold there for much of the states away from this eastern coastal strip. So it's a mixed signal from the models this month. CFS is going very warm and zonal, but Jamstec is going cold, and the UK Met Office Brazilian models favouring towards cooler than average setups as well, as is the Russian. So a lot of agreement actually with the models, really. A lot of them are going cold, but we do have to take on board the CFS, which is going very warm. So we're going to have to come back next month and see whether the CFS is coming to line with these other models, or whether those other models have come into line with the CFS. At the moment, CFS is looking a bit of an outlier, but I don't want to really prejudge what's going to happen next month. So we'll come back next month and have a look. But that's it for now. Hope you found the video interesting. Hope you've been able to hear what I'm saying. I'm going to have a drink of water now, just to lubricate the throat. But thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking with me. That's all for now. Thanks for watching.